guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lily and thank you so much for joining me. I'm having a cozy cabin day today here on the Celebrity Silhouette. So as part of my ship series, I thought it would be super cute to just show you around my cabin and just show you what I have here and the space that I have. So before I show you around, just to explain, my role on board is a guest entertainer, and more often than not what that means is that I have a guest cabin or some kind of guest style cabin. So this cabin that I'm in at the moment is actually in crew area, but it has pretty much everything that a guest cabin would have. It's just a slightly different layout. Now in terms of being crew on a ship, I need you to know that this is an extremely large cabin for working on a ship. Normally cabins for crew members are super small, everything is very compact, actually a lot more interesting layout wise because everything has to be in a really super small space. So I'm extremely grateful for that. I have worked on board as a crew member before in a much smaller cabin, and I also shared my cabin as well in bunk beds, so I do know what it's like to have a lot less space. I am extremely grateful for the space and the cabin that I have. It's one of the privileges that I have within my contract, so just wanted to say that to start with. So this kind of cabin would be more of like an officer's cabin, sort of the higher up in the ranks of the ship that you get a bigger cabin. One of the big perks of this cabin, especially from a crew's perspective, is this porthole. Now this porthole, you can't really see out of it, it is a little bit frosted. However, to have daylight coming into my room, I am extremely lucky to have that, as most crew members do not have that. I don't share this room, this is my own space, and it's absolutely more than enough space for me, and for that I am extremely grateful. So now that that's out of the way, I'll get a little bit more down to it. So this is one end of the cabin. As you can see behind me, I have the porthole, and there is a porthole cover as well. That's so that you can pull that down, one, to block the light, and two, I actually only found out this yesterday, that if seas get really rough, we pull this down, and I'm not even going to pretend to know, but I think it's to do with the waves hitting the window. As you can see, there's also curtains there, and I have a double bed. Now that is because I also have the privilege of being able to sign on a family member, so that's so that you have space so that you can have your partner here or a family member. Very lucky. This is an extremely large bed in terms of cabin sizes. Obviously on land, when you go and get a hotel room, it would probably seem like quite a normal size, but yeah, have a double bed, and you can just see a little bit here. I have a sofa, so I will take you around and I'll show you more in depth what there is. Okay, so this is more of an in-depth look of the bed. It's actually two kind of single beds put together. You can feel the ridge in the middle, and I do have a light switch just there in the middle as well, which is great for reading. Both of these night lights turn off just here, so I can do that while I'm in bed. The tissues come with the room and they get refilled when it gets cleaned, and I have two little spaces either side for me to pop little bits and bobs in. So moving around, this is my sofa. Very handy. I do end up putting lots of clothes on there to try and keep it tidy, but if I ever kind of invite anyone round for a movie night or just to chill, especially when I did have my partner here, this sofa was very handy just for a bit of extra space to sit down or to put things. Got a nice piece of artwork above it and a vent just there. So moving on around, we come to the wardrobe. This is the wardrobe. It slides. It's not particularly tidy. I've got this case just here on these things that pull down. I have a rail, a really great amount of space in there. Not necessarily too many shelves or much organization, but plenty of space for everything. I also keep my case in there. So yeah, and this is the other side. Again, I tend to put just everything in there that I don't have space for anywhere else, my bulkier clothing items. Moving on, I have this little section. I keep my shoes in the bottom, and this is actually a laundry bag that my sister bought me. It's very pretty, and there is a zip in the bottom so I can just zip it out and get all my laundry out. I also get given a dressing gown, which I haven't actually used yet, but that's there. This is a full-length mirror right on the bathroom door, so I'll go in here and show you. The light switch for the bathroom door is just here. But this is the bathroom, and this bathroom is quite standard, actually, a standard size for cabins. When I worked as crew before, I had the same size bathroom, but I did share it. In terms of bathrooms, it's quite small if you were to compare it to what you would normally get in like a hotel room, but for cabins, this is very standard. So there's space to put your shampoos and conditioner. Behind here, there is space for like a toothbrush and things. and everything's got this little bar so it doesn't fall out. And don't really have too much else to say about the bathroom. Depending on what kind of size human you are, the shower curtain will sometimes stick to you in the shower, so it is quite small, but for me personally it's plenty of space. So moving on round from the bathroom, this is the light switch, and this is the main light switch for the room. As you can see, there is a thermostat, so you're in control of the temperature of your room, and also you have a deep sleep sign. Now, first of all, this is a magnet and it works because all of the walls are metal. So I have somebody come in and clean my room and refresh my towels every day as a guest would. I don't necessarily always need this, so quite often I'll just say, oh, you know, I don't need that today. But also this is if you're sleeping, you can put that on and they know not to disturb you. This is the door, and the safety emergency plan is on the back of it. So then moving around, I have this table, which I don't use loads, but sometimes can be really useful for my laptop, and I can kind of move that around anywhere. And then I have this little peg set up, so I have my beach bag, my backpack, my handbag, and some caps on there. And then moving around, here is the TV. This is the live navigation channel, and it shows you lots of information all about where the position of the ship is. You've got a view from the bridge, you have sunrise and sunset information, you have the time, the date, the present air temperature. It does do it in Fahrenheit and in Celsius, so that can be really useful and fun to watch. Just here we've got a little desk. I've got my Bluetooth speaker, my little blender and cup, and a couple of snacks in there. These just here are drawers, so I keep clothes and things in here, my bikinis, and in the bottom drawer I just have a few electrical things. Sort of a bit of a mess in there. You do get a safe. I keep my laptop in there, although I don't lock it. It's just a nice place to keep it because it's convenient. And then you also get a little fridge. Got lots of things in there, so that is very handy. Moving on round, everybody gets a telephone, so you can call other people's rooms and people can call you. They can leave you a message if you're not in your room, which is very useful. These are the plugs that I have. I have 2 American plugs and a European plug, so that's plenty, and I have all the adapters that I need. There is a light switch just here, so that's a nice light above the mirror, which is great for if you're doing your makeup or just for any reason really. I have all of my oils and things here, but I have them on a towel just so that it doesn't get messy. And then everyone's given a chair. I have a bin just down here, which you get a bin here and you get a bin in the bathroom as well, which is very handy, and that gets emptied when the room gets cleaned. This is a little drawer just to keep all my little bits and bobs, sticks and nets in there. Other than that, we're back to the bed that we've spoken about. Nice piece of artwork on the wall, and here I bring my magnets just so that I can put that on the wall and I can see what's going on. Like, this is the itinerary. So here is a view from one end of the cabin, and again here is a view of the other end of the cabin. So I hope that's been either interesting or helpful in some way, a little insight into ship life and how we live on here. If you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. If there's anything else you would like me to do a video on, if you're wondering about anything, please let me know, and thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I will see you soon.